How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ace, and today we are reacting to Pentatonix, Mad World. So, I know that this is a Tears for Fears song. I don't think I've ever listened to the song all the way through, so I'm not really going to have much to compare to, like in terms of like how it compares to the original. It's a good thing to do when you're doing, when you're reacting to a cover of a song, right? But I've heard a couple of lines from the song just from like videos and stuff, so I'm somewhat familiar with it.
So this is a reaction I've kind of dreaded coming back to. I stand by most of the reactions that I have done in the past, but this is one I'm not entirely fond of, I'm not entirely proud of, and I wanted a chance to redeem myself on this one. During this time in 2023, I was still relatively new to reacting and checking out the song ahead of time. I felt like it might spoil something in what I was about to check out, which really isn't the point of the song I'm reacting to. It's to see the artist's interpretation of the song. So I did not listen to the Tears for Fears version of the song, the original version, and I didn't listen to the Gary Jules rendition to get a refresher on that either, which is more of the direction they're going for this cover here. And at the time, I didn't know how drastically different the two versions are, but it definitely would have been beneficial to check out, honestly, both. Which later on down the line, I did end up checking out the Tears for Fears song.
Without further ado, Pentatonix, Mad World. Here we go.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. Bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me.
Okay, I wanted to pause right there before they continue. I don't know if that was the best place to pause, you know. I do my best on that. It's not the easiest thing in the world to predict, you know, where the best place to pause is when something's about to happen, things like that. I do my best, you know, I try. So it's definitely a more somber song from what I'm hearing. I don't know really what it's about, but from what I can tell, it's a very somber song. Everybody's dressed in black on a black background. They at times they're really close up, and it seems like they're talking directly to you, right? And at times they're further back. That's another thing that I noticed. Their performance, especially with the first verse, is pretty subdued, which is not a bad thing at all. And then it's like they're putting all this energy into it all of a sudden at the same time, especially with the second verse where it goes up an octave. They're harmonizing very well. It's cutting in and out, which I think works really well for the song.
So I've covered this in other revisit reactions in this series. I don't put the video placement there anymore. I put it over to the side. It's in a much better spot. I don't cut out my audio while the video is playing anymore either. My chair also doesn't squeak anymore. I noticed that during this reaction. And the most important thing I do now is I actually go into detail over what I hear, and I didn't do that during this reaction, which really disappoints me. Scott starting off this one, it really sets a somber mood that really works well here. And then Matt following up with the bass is such a nice touch as well. The backing vocals coming in are also really nicely done here. They're kind of like intermittently joining in and they drop out throughout, which is such a nice effect. The transition of singing from Scott to Matt is also pretty seamless, I feel like. And you pair Matt's vocals with Mitch's here, it just, they work together so nicely. It's such a great pairing. The octave change they do here is really well done as well. It brings this intensity into their performance and it just hits. And when Mitch sang "Look Right Through Me" and everything else just kind of cuts out, it's so effective here.
So far, I'm liking it, so let's go ahead and continue. Here we go.
And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad
Wow, that's a hard performance for me to kind of figure out how I feel. It's like they put in a lot of energy and it just seems so subdued at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. Like I'm having a hard time with this one. They did a great job, especially taking turns with the verses and stuff, which they usually do.
This was also before I started backing up the video a bit. I don't think I realized that's something I could have done. And if somebody did mention that in the comments of some of the reactions, that was one of the things I was probably too stubborn to change on the setup. So that is something else I would do differently nowadays.
And I think ending on like a somber tone and pitch and things like that, I think was a great way to end.
And I think going throughout this, I was kind of too focused on the video itself and not the performance, which again should not have done. The crescendoing of the vocals is so nicely done here. It's almost like Scott is doing a slightly different part of the song compared to everyone else, and then it all just kind of like flowed together perfectly. And then we get this drop that's almost like a fake out ending, and then it goes back into Kirsten singing, and it's more of the softer performance like how the song started, which is such a nice effect. It kind of creates this full circle on the song, and I think that's really awesome. They really bring power and intensity to this performance, and at times a much softer approach that flows throughout, and it all just works so nicely. They also do quite a bit to set themselves apart from the Gary Jules rendition of the song, and I think that's really nice. And I definitely am glad that I went back and checked this one out again, and would not mind checking out more from Pentatonix. If y'all have any suggestions or anything I should know about, definitely drop those in the comments below. Would love to check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the description for all the cool stuff like the socials, the link to the video, the buy me a coffee link for any priority requests. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment #MadWorld. I think that's it for this reaction. Check you out in the next one. Bye guys.